Hi, my name is Jade and I'm going to talk to you about the vegan diet and athletic performance. There are many myths and sayings about vegan individuals who cannot have a greater or same performance level as someone who eats meat. Being an athlete creates more stress on the body, which means they require an adequate diet to reach these needs. So, are there performance disadvantages associated with being vegan?
A vegan diet is to avoid all animal products, including meat, eggs, and dairy. They include a large amount of high micronutrient, unrefined plant food based on vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, and beans. There are many forms of a vegan diet, and here are some of the main ones. Whole food vegan diet. A diet based on a wide variety of whole plant foods such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. Raw food vegan diet. A vegan diet based on raw fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, or plant foods cooked at temperatures below 48 degrees. People choose to follow a vegan diet for various reasons. These usually range from ethics to environmental concerns, but they can also stem from a desire to improve general health. Diets high in unrefined plant foods have been associated with beneficial effects on overall health, lifespan, immune function, and cardiovascular health. For the average population, the health benefits can include a trimmer waistline and improved blood sugar control. For an athlete, one of the biggest benefits is that it improves immunocompetence, meaning less chance of them missing training and events due to illness. Nevertheless, a diet based exclusively on plant foods may, in some cases, increase the risk of nutrient deficiencies. Nutrient and vitamin adequacy can be the issue eating a vegan diet, as it can affect performance in a negative way, creating disadvantages to performance. There are some key nutrients that a vegan athlete needs to be aware of to make sure they are consuming the adequate amounts. The main nutrients that are mentioned the most are iron, protein, vitamin B12, and creatine. B12 and creatine are only sourced from animal products, which is a major issue for the vegan diet. Iron is an essential element for blood production. About 70% of your body's iron is found in the red blood cells of your blood called hemoglobin and in the muscle cells called myoglobin. Hemoglobin is essential for transferring oxygen in your blood from the lungs to the tissues. Myoglobin in muscle cells accepts, stores, transports, and releases oxygen. A deficiency in this can make it hard for the athlete to perform at an optimal level and increase the risk of sports anemia. Protein. The main use of protein in our body uses protein to build and repair tissues. Being deficient in this can make it hard for the athlete to gain or maintain their muscle mass for their chosen sport. Athletes alone already require a greater quantity of protein in their diet than sedentary individuals. Alongside this, athletes that require an overly large body mass would be incapable of meeting their calorie and protein requirements on whole plant foods alone. Vitamin B12. This is essential for nervous system function. DNA synthesis and long-term deficiencies will lead to macrocytic anemia, which results in cardiovascular risk and reduced oxygen transport, which then will impair aerobic performance. With correct supplementation of this vitamin, a vegan athlete is able to efficiently exercise without decreasing their performance. Creatine. The main role of creatine in the body is to facilitate recycling ATP for energy and muscle contraction. It helps with athletic performance during exercise. Vegetarians and vegans would already have a lower muscle basal creatine level than omnivores. Supplementing creatine in a vegan's diet is suggested to have a greater effect on the performance using the ATP system, as this is because their stores are already low. There are many positives and negatives for an athlete if they wish to adopt a vegan diet. A lot of it comes down to the limitations of being deficient in key nutrients for performance and adequate recovery methods. If the athlete is able to follow a well-planned diet with adequate supplementation, then there is no issues with nutrient deficiency or decreased performance. Numerous athletes have experienced tremendous benefits from plant-based diets with minimal issues of malnutrition or decreased performances. One athlete, Lauren Goss, a successful FE professional triathlete, has said since eliminating meat, dairy, eggs, and limiting gluten, she reports better sleeping, less digestive distress, brighter skin, faster recovery, and high energy. She couldn't be any happier with herself. This shows that vegan athletes can perform at a high level and or the same level as others without any disadvantages affecting performance levels. As a collective, there is not enough available evidence to state that there is a clear benefit to or reduction in athletic performance following a vegan diet. So, the question remains open. However, while definite proof was unable to be shown, there are many examples in the articles that highlight specific benefits and disadvantages for both health and performance in vegan populations. I have not found anywhere that states a vegan cannot perform harder or at a higher level than someone who eats a non-plant-based diet, but only if the correct intake of nutrients and vitamins are not being consumed. It creates deficiencies that can then impair performance. Yes, there are disadvantages towards the health of a vegan athlete, but there are disadvantages with being an athlete who eats the standard diet too. At the end of the day, it all comes down to eating the correct amount of macro and micronutrients and vitamins.
Based on this evidence, there is neither a beneficial nor a detrimental effect of the vegan diet on physical capacity. Thanks for watching.